Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Warzone 1 obviously has been here for almost 3 years at this point, dropped March 10th, 2020. Been here ever since. It's been updated throughout that time with new integrations, obviously with plenty of new content, arguably too much content, to the point where Warzone didn't really ever get to evolve. And there's one main reason behind that, and of course all the spirals that we've seen happen over the course of time have sort of been a result of this one issue itself. The game is stuck on old tech. It is stuck on the Modern Warfare 2019 application. Of course, if you want to play Warzone, you also have to download Modern Warfare 2019. Now, you don't have to buy Modern Warfare 2019, but you still have to install the majority of the files for that game because they share so many assets since they were developed on the same application. You'll remember when Warzone was first introduced, it was because it was on the main menu for Modern Warfare 2019 as like this classified tab, and you had to boot up MW 2019 to access the game, and you still have to, despite the fact that they went through and changed the application name to Warzone, more so to draw more people into that than thinking they were downloading the multiplayer, right? Well, like I said, Warzone being tethered to Modern Warfare 2019 and never breaking away from it causes so many issues, and honestly is a huge reason that we're about to see Warzone 2 drop here on November 16th. That's the current date that is slotted for that. Well, we can't do that again. We can't have Warzone 2 tethered to Modern Warfare 2 because if we do, we're going to end up seeing the same exact issues arise, and it'll be like we've learned nothing, right? Looking back at Warzone 1 and the issues that this specific update caused, you know, forcing it to be connected to Modern Warfare 2019 through the same application. Initially, you couldn't upgrade certain things. Like, for instance, the main thing here is the engine. One of the biggest quarrels I think that players have with Warzone 1 is the fact that it does not really offer next-gen tech and next-gen upgrades. You can, for what it's worth, do 120 hertz, I believe, on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 if you have an applicable monitor, but that's about as next-gen as Warzone 1 gets. Obviously, if you're playing on a console, you are stuck at 80 FOV. There is some really bad optimization issues with Warzone on console. There were all sorts of texture bugs and rendering issues that are still somewhat present to this day as well. The game does not perform like you know, its competitors do in terms of just basic tech and optimization and whatnot. Now, Warzone 2 definitely sets out to change that, and obviously because it's the newest development in this engine for Call of Duty, it's going to be the most advanced game ever. Just ask GameSpot, they tweet about it every other week. But clearly, like, Warzone 2 is going to fix some of that. But with MW 2019, as the game dropped, obviously we weren't ready for, you know, all the new consoles and everything there. Like, the next gen tech just wasn't available yet. But over the years, as Cold War dropped, as Vanguard dropped, we continued to cram the game with content, new updates, new integrations with, you know, 40, 50 plus weapons that just kept forcing more and more content into the game, bloating it, as the devs at Raven have said before, and in turn slightly making it less and less optimized with every single update, despite their efforts to, you know, shrink down the file size and help things out here and there. The fact that it was stuck to Modern Warfare 2019 limited it severely. Now, you know, hindsight's 2020. When the Cold War integration happened, that's when Warzone should have split off. They should have developed a separate application, and keep in mind, I'm very ignorant when it comes to game dev, right? So I have no idea, you know, the timeline and the potential, you know, manpower it would take to go through and make this separate app, but they really should have split Warzone off of Modern Warfare 2019 when Cold War dropped and when that integration happened, because then you'd have this separate app that you would have been able to upgrade and progress over time. And then, you know, when Vanguard drops and you have the console FOV sliders available on that engine and everything going on there, that's when you could upgrade Warzone even more and bring it up to, you know, current day tech with all these new features that would make the gameplay experience for the majority of the players, which still land on console, a lot more, you know, just enjoyable in general, right? Obviously, though, that did not happen. And by the way, as we continue this conversation of Warzone's, you know, biggest mistake and probably one of the biggest priorities it needs for Warzone 2, if you guys are new here, every single day I got you covered with the latest news, updates, loadouts, tips, everything going on in COD between Warzone, Warzone 2, and MW2 you'll find right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Also want to give a quick shout out to my friends over at Scuff. I have been using SCUF controllers for years and years and years now. I love these things. I've been through the SCUF generations of Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and now current gen with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I mean, the new PlayStation 5 Reflex, I love this controller. The quality on it, just the feel of it, it's phenomenal. If you ever want to get a controller for yourself, code WHosImmortal gets you a nice little discount at checkout. Link for that will be down below. But anyways, you know, when it comes back to this engine talk for Warzone 1, we all thought going into Vanguard, we were going to see that next gen upgrade, right? Because the devs going into it had said, hey, this is going to share the same tech as Vanguard. We hope to update it then, and it should be good to go, right? But then the Vanguard integration happened, no technological changes. In fact, the game arguably got worse for console players with all the issues that Caldera and the new integration brought to the game. Why is that though? Because this game was stuck to Modern Warfare 2019. They probably realized that they couldn't go through and upgrade this engine for Warzone, because if they did, it would completely break Modern Warfare 2019. And we can assume that because even things as simple as base weapon and attachment changes on Modern Warfare guns could potentially break Modern Warfare 2019. Raven mentioned a bit ago that they couldn't, you know, adjust the attachments on Modern Warfare 2019 guns and add bigger magazine sizes or adjust values there, because it would also apply to Modern Warfare 2019 multiplayer and potentially cause major issues with that game. So anything you would potentially touch in Warzone would also be touched in Modern Warfare 2019. It's like a mirrored dimension almost, where if one thing breaks there, or if you add one thing here, it could break elsewhere. So it ended up just being, yeah, we can't really do much about Warzone, or it breaks this game that we're still selling in Modern Warfare 2019. So with Warzone 2, based off what the creators played at Call of Duty Next, it required a separate download and a separate application. Hopefully going into launch, that is the same thing, and Warzone 2 is not connected to the Modern Warfare 2 application. That said, during the beta, you could glitch into the Warzone 2 menu, which is somewhat concerning for sure, because again, if it's not split applications in two different downloads for MW2 and Warzone 2, we're gonna see the same cycle continue that, you know, come Call of Duty 2024, Treyarch's next title, when that integration happens for Warzone 2, if it's stuck on the MW2 app, we're going to see the same bloating issues. We're going to see the same limitations for upgrading the tech and whatnot. So Warzone 2 really seriously needs to be that separate application. With that, downloads are more optimized. Every time there's an update, if there's an update for multiplayer, you don't necessarily have to download it for Warzone 2 and vice versa. Obviously now though, anytime there's an update for multiplayer with MW 2019, which isn't as frequent anymore, but it was before, you'd also have to download for Warzone 2, and it just became sort of this unnecessary problem, right? Also, the install size, when you don't have to have both of them downloaded if you don't want to, also way better. Now, I'm sure most players probably want MW2 downloaded for the sake of weapon leveling and whatnot, but if you don't want to play multiplayer, don't want to buy that, you could just have Warzone 2 downloaded and save a lot of space on your computer, right? Also, the upgrades over time. When new tech is, you know, out there and they can optimize the engine more, add in more cool features for console or even for PC as well, upgrading that single application with no repercussions to the multiplayer experience or anything else would be huge. So hopefully, fingers crossed, going into Warzone 2 here, we're not going to see the same mistake that was made with Warzone 1, where it is tethered to MW2. Because clearly, as we've learned throughout the, you know, past 2.5+ years, over time, it becomes a major problem for the stability and gameplay of the game itself. That said, it's going to wrap things up for today. Wanted to have this quick little discussion and sort of focus and highlight how important it is that Warzone 2 is separated from MW2. If you guys enjoyed this one, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, because every single day I got you covered with the latest news, updates, loadouts, tips, and everything else going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.